Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another members first video fishing report of Apache Lake. It's November and the water temperature is 62 in the morning and 64, 65 in the afternoon. Same as it was in the last report. Now this is probably the last time I'm going to be up at the lake before the big storm that's rolling in, and I think the big storm is going to change everything. I just don't know how, and I'll tell you, I don't know why, even though I've been fishing in Arizona for 40 years, is that we don't really have very many cases where we have these big storms roll in, and I mean big storms like what's coming multiple days on and off, and how that affects the fishing at Apache Lake. I can tell you that if the smallmouth were there and thriving like they will be in the future, it would be a game on with a smallmouth, but it's not that way with the largemouth. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'll give you a little hint of what I think could happen at the end, but here's the report. First of all, I want to give a big hats off to all the people who fished the Arizona Federation tournament and just caught some really, really nice fish. I just couldn't find them. I couldn't find the 3+ fish. We had one that was 3.5, but that's where it ended. And was out there yesterday and I had the same problem. I caught fish, but I couldn't find the quality fish. So those guys who are finding those big fish, awesome. You guys are doing a great job. But I'll tell you what I found, and it may be a harbinger of the future. Who knows? So in the morning I started cranking. I like doing that this time of year, and sure enough, caught one nice 2.5 pounder. So that was the big fish of the day. Caught out of the natural shad pattern. I had to fish a lot of bank to catch that fish. They were short striking. I had a couple other bites, probably with small fish, and they just were, I had them on and they just got off, but they weren't pulling very hard. So they're striking short. They're not overly aggressive. After that, I said, okay, I got to do something different. I went deeper, and with drop shot, I would drive it around looking for schools of fish with my graphs. I'd turn around, put on the live scope, and fish for them. And often I caught a fish doing that. If I saw a school of, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 fish, I'd catch one out of that school. Only one. That was also weird, but look, they were 1 3/4 size. So I've got the same problem. I did that and had a bunch of fish on it. And I got to bring up a little point here. I had a hook. I lost 2 fish, and I couldn't believe it because I fought them a while, and they were little. They were 1.5-pounders. And I'm going, what's going on? The first time I checked the hook, and the point seemed sharp, and then I lost 2 more fish, and I go, wait a minute, something's up with this hook. So I took my finger, and I ran it alongside the edge of the hook, not just the point, and sure enough, there's a slightest little rough spot, a little, the barb was bent over slightly. Anyway, I sharpened that up, and and that worked. Obviously caught some fish after that. Again, the same darn size. Now they were sitting in 30 foot of water, 15 foot of water. I fished areas where I went down very, very deep. I just couldn't get those fish to bite. I don't know the size of those fish, but they just because you put it in front of them, they weren't going to eat it. And so that's the situation on that. Yes, I probably caught 5, 6 fish doing that. So just no size. I'm back into that situation. I also went back to shallow jerkbait fishing. It was beautiful, it was warming up. I thought, let's go along here and let's jerkbait. So I had a standard 110, Megabass 110 on, and I started working, and sure enough, within a couple minutes, I catch a fish. Caught 2 fish and I caught 3 fish doing that, I think. But they were the same size, the same 1.5 pounds to 1 3/4 pounds. I'm just like shocked. I cannot find the better bite. I will be going back to Apache Monday, Tuesday, I think. Monday will be a day after a pretty strong storm. It's not going to be a bluebird day. I think it's going to be still cloudy and unsettled weather, maybe some rain showers. So we'll have to see how that affects the fishing. Tuesday looks today, when I record this, is going to be a really heavy rain day, especially for up near Apache Lake, up on the rim. Could see 1 inch of rain is what they're projecting. Gosh, who knows? So I don't even know how much I'm going to fish. But then on Wednesday is going to be another day after a pretty decent storm, but it won't be a bluebird day. As it looks, it's going to be unsettled weather. Here's my take and my hope. I love fishing reaction. I'm going to go for broke. I think I'm going to go shallow, crankbaits and jerkbaits. If it's cloudy, I'm probably even going to throw a buzzbait over boulders just to see if I can't get a little bit better quality of fish to come up and eat. And if that doesn't work, then gosh, I'm going to have to go back to deeper fishing. I just don't know how that bite's going to turn out. I'm pretty sure the water temperature is going to drop from 62 in the morning probably to 60 or lower, and may not even warm up. So that's going to affect everything. I just don't know how the clouds and the cloud cover, maybe a little breeze and wind will affect that reaction fishing. But I love doing that. So if there's a reaction bite, probably I'll be able to find it. It's just, will I catch quality fish? Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Members first video. Be free out there. We're Americans. We deserve to be free.